Romplicone.com. Got some dates in Florida in January, so romplicone.com for all those tickets.
So Nancy Pelosi got endorsed by Trump. I mean, to be Speaker of the House. So there's a big question about whether she will be Speaker of the House. There's a question. Barbara Lee. People are mentioning Barbara Lee. There's a now someone even from Ohio, female from Ohio. I hear here. Why am I blanking on her name? But anyway, here's Trump. Here's what Trump had to say about Nancy Pelosi.
I think she deserves it. She's fought long and hard. She's a very capable person. And, you have other people shooting at her, trying to take over the speakership. If she has a problem, I think I would be able to very easily supply her the necessary votes. That's not said in any way other than I really believe she deserves that position. I also believe that Nancy Pelosi and I can work together and get a lot of things done.
A lot of horrible things done. What is so? Well, I'll tell you what I make of that. What I make of that is that Trump really does want Nancy Pelosi to be Speaker of the House. A, because he actually can work with her to get stuff done. And B, because she's the perfect foil for him to run against in 2020. If they put in a new person who's a bright, fresh face of the Democrats, who actually says stuff and promises to do stuff that people want, unlike Nancy Pelosi, he'll have a tough time, especially if that person isn't bought by the donors. He'll have a very tough time. It'll make it tougher for him, put it that way. What do you think?
No, I think that's accurate. I mean, you see it over and over again in different races throughout the country. Republicans aren't even running against their Democratic opponent. They're running against Nancy Pelosi, and they try to pin their opponent to Nancy Pelosi. And
Nancy Pelosi's been the leader of the Democrats since 2003. It's time for a change, no, Ron?
Well, absolutely. And it's so interesting because the argument Trump makes is the argument that everyone keeps saying in favor of Pelosi, and it's kind of like a substanceless kind of emotional argument. She's been around for years. She fights hard. I know her. I've known her for years. Like, okay.
She's qualified. She's capable. Sounds like the Hillary Clinton.
Yes, and it's like, look, this isn't a personal thing. That's nice that you know her. Maybe she's a nice person. I have no idea. I don't care. But it's time for new leadership.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they'll get stuff done. Bipartisanship. Well, in my world, bipartisanship is code for the Republicans have a bad idea and the Democrats are willing to help them sell this one. So no, thank you.
That's exactly right. Nancy Pelosi, by the way, won't even say Medicare for all. I've never heard her say it. Have you?
I have not.
I've never even heard her say Medicare for all. She said access to health care, access to education.
So I think she mentioned single payer that one time when there was the tabula rasa comment.
Oh,
where
yeah.
She's like, if we were a tabula
rasa.
Yeah.
I should play that again. So the Huffington Post, though, writes an article, and they're talking about there's a bunch of people who are already signing a letter indicating they're not going to vote for Nancy Pelosi. About a dozen incumbent Democrats and a half a dozen incoming Democrats are preparing a letter pledging to not support Pelosi on the House floor for Speaker. The members also intend to note other contingent of Democrats who privately say they won't support the longtime California Democrat, but they won't sign the letter. According to, that's Tim Ryan, that's the guy from Ohio who ran against her last time. Sources familiar with the letter say there are currently 17 names on the letter, but the group is trying to get more than 20 members before releasing it. Currently on the letter, though, they not certain to stay. Not certain that these people will stay, but here's who it is. Stephen Lynch from Massachusetts, Linda Sanchez from California, Jim Cooper from Tennessee, Jeff Vandrew from New Jersey, Joe Cunningham from South Carolina, Max Rose from New York, Anthony Bredisny from New York, Ben McAdams from Utah. There's a Democrat from Utah who's in Congress.
Yep.
That's surprising. How many congressmen do they have in Utah? 2? I bet they have. Utah's not. Well, there is Salt Lake City.
Yeah. There's Salt Lake City, and then there's the college town, Park City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seth Moulton from Massachusetts, Kathleen Rice, Ed Perlmutter. So there they are. I don't know any of these people. Oh, Marcia Fudge, by the way, is the woman that people are talking about. She run for Speaker, and she's indicated she might. Marcia Fudge, that's her name. That's the person I was thinking of earlier. So I think she used to be the head of the Black Caucus. So that would be I think that would be good. Bill Foster and Brian Higgins. So those are all the people who have signed on. But there's another contingent of Democrats, including Connor Lamb, he's that socialist guy, right?
No. He's the guy. He's very, very moderate.
Oh, but
he went to my high school.
Isn't there a socialist from Pennsylvania?
That's Lee Carter. He's in Virginia.
Lee Carter. Okay, Virginia.
Yeah, he's in
okay.
Virginia.
I don't know why I had those two mixed up. So Connor Lamb from and Dan Lipinski from Illinois. That's where I used to live in that neighborhood where Lipinski represents. Ron Kind, Abigail Spanberger. I love these names. Jason Crow, Haley Stevens, Alyssa Slotkin, Mike Sherrill, and Andy Kim, who are seen as likely to vote against Pelosi, but they're hesitant to sign the letter. So there's a lot of opposition to her, and here's the deal. The easy part is for her to get the nomination. She just needs a majority of Democrats in the closed-door session of Democrats to nominate her, so she'll get that. But the hard part is the floor vote, when a candidate needs a majority of the House. So that's 218 votes she needs out of 435 members.
Mm-hmm.
And Republicans get to vote for the speaker, too. And that's why Trump was saying, maybe we'll give her the votes. Maybe we'll have the... Can you imagine what a weak speaker she would be if she had to rely on Republican votes to be speaker? Then at any moment, they could take their support away from her. And then she has to do the bidding of their... if she uses that to get elected, she'll have to do the bidding of those Republicans, or they'll just take their support away from her.
Exactly. And there's that move politically because she is a disliked figure.
Completely.
Who would still be in that limelight.
So let me just say this about Nancy Pelosi. Whether it's fair or not that she has disdain, not only in her own party, but certainly hatred and disdain in the Republican Party and with the lots of independents. Whether that's fair or not fair does not matter. That doesn't matter. Oh, well, the Republicans keep running against Nancy Pelosi unfairly and winning. Doesn't matter if it's fair or unfair. Nancy Pelosi is an albatross around the Democrats' party right now. And they need to get rid of her. She's got, just like Hillary Clinton. It's like maybe Hillary Clinton could have got elected in 2002 to be president, but not now. She's been around too long. People know too much about her. Just like Nancy Pelosi. There's been, again, this isn't rocket science. There comes a time when you've been around too long in politics and you've been in the national spotlight and you've accumulated a lot of baggage. That's what the deal is. We need a fresh face, somebody who doesn't have baggage, somebody who can make a new impression on voters.
When a sports team doesn't do well for a pretty long time, and they're like, well, it's time to change the coach up. This just needs to happen. You never hear anybody going, the coach is such a nice person, though. They've been around so long. They've worked so hard. It's like, well, sorry.
The coach really knows how to run those player meetings.
Exactly.
That none of that matters. And nobody goes, this coach sucks, he's horrible, we're firing him. They're like, it's time for a change. Or as George Bush used to say, fresh eyes.
There you go.
Time to have some fresh eyes. While we don't know the exact breakdown of the House yet, it's likely to be around 234 Democrats and 201 Republicans, give or take a couple of members on both sides. If the number is 234 Democrats, Pelosi can lose only 16 of them, which they've already got 17 signed on to vote against her.
Mm-hmm.
The trick for Pelosi would be to get some of her Democratic opponents or Republicans to vote present. That would lower the threshold for her election, meaning she wouldn't need 218 votes anymore. In effect, a present vote would be a half vote for Pelosi. But if Pelosi can't convince some of those Democrats who oppose her to vote present, she's got a real problem. Ryan, this guy Ryan from Ohio, who ran against Pelosi to be the minority leader at the end of the last Congress, told reporters, and he lost, told reporters, he got like 60 votes, he told reporters Wednesday that he was certain that Pelosi didn't have the votes. And multiple members who support Pelosi even told HuffPo, on the condition of anonymity, that they believe she's in trouble. Thank God. Jesus H. effing. One of the members pointed to Pelosi's minority leader race in 2016 with Ryan, in which he received 63 votes from his Democratic colleagues to Pelosi's 134. This member said Pelosi didn't get the message when 1/3 of the caucus voted for a backbencher. A third of that's a big number when you put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump's endorsed her. That's got to.
That has a history of helping folks.
Trump endorsed her. Trump endorsed her. Wow. Trump endorsed her.
He's part of that bipartisan marketplace.
Yeah,
I guess.
That's what she said. Unity, bipartisanship in her speech. She wants to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Unity. You kept saying unity. No one has been voting for unity. No one. Republicans, independent. No one wants you. No one gives a shit if they work together either, by the way. No one gives a shit if they're nice to each other in Washington, D.C. No one cares if they take the vitriol out of their speech. No one cares. You know what people care about? If they could go see a doctor when they're sick without going bankrupt. If they could send their kids to college without going bankrupt. And if their water is clean to drink and doesn't catch on fire when they turn their faucet on. Those would be the three big things. Oh, and by the way, ending the wars.
Those are big ones. Yeah, getting paid fairly for the work
also,
you do. That's
what people get. Nobody goes, I can't get paid fairly and I can't see a doctor for this pain in my throat because I can't afford the deductible. But I certainly am glad that they're talking nicer in Washington. So I really can't say this strong enough. Nancy Pelosi needs to be replaced as leader of the Democratic Party. And if you can't do that, it's a gift to Trump. Why does Trump want her to be the speaker? Because it's a gift to him. It's a gift to the Republicans, and he knows it. And that's why he's saying, "Hey, we'll just give you the Republican votes that you need."
Yeah, it's the same reason he occasionally taunts Hillary to run again.
Yes,
he knows what he can beat.
Yes. Nancy Pelosi is a gift to the Republicans. And if she doesn't know that, then she's the dumbest person in Washington, D.C. But I suspect she does know that, but she's such a narcissist, which most of these people are, that she's willing to hurt the party for her own personal gain. She likes power. Why does she want to do this? She became a 100 millionaire while in office. Why is she doing this? And she won't put, I would say, well, if she's doing it because she really cares about the downtrodden, she's pushing Medicare for all. She's not. She's not pushing stuff people want. She's still pushing stuff the donors want. And that's her claim to fame, that she raises more money than anybody. So that makes her relevant and good. No, that just makes you a bigger sellout. Although, interestingly enough, she did not take money from fossil fuel people the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Pelosi. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, hey, if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez keeps showing up every single week with a big group of people, one issue at a time, maybe it'll take root.
So she's, again, I'm rooting for people trying to have a progressive takeover of the Democratic Party. I'm actually rooting for you, even though I don't think it's going to happen fast enough to make the change we need. But I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for it to happen. I'm rooting for our revolution, brand new Congress, Justice Democrats, and I know I'm missing one.
DSA, maybe.
DSA?
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the progressive takeover of the government. And, we have a Democratic takeover here in California. We have the fifth largest economy in the world. We still don't have Medicare for all. We still have fracking. We still don't have free college tuition. $11 is the state minimum wage in California. That's not a livable wage. It should be $15. So I'm rooting. I don't disparage anybody who's trying to do a progressive thing, who's running as a progressive, who's supporting progressives, who's trying to take over a party via progressiveness. I'm all for it. My perspective, if it's happening way too slow. But anyway, the first thing that's got to happen is Nancy Pelosi's got to go. Chuck Schumer just got reelected to be the leader in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
And why did they vote for Chuck Schumer? Why did they vote for Nancy Pelosi? What is it about the Democrats that makes them like them? They don't like them. What they like is that Chuck Schumer takes all this money from Wall Street and then gives it to his Senate Democrats in the Senate, so they vote for him, so they can take the money that he gives them, and then they can go run and get reelected, and then they owe him. Same thing with Nancy Pelosi. She raises a lot of money from corporations, she enrich people, and then she gives that money to other Democrats running in the House races, so now they're beholden to her. Now they owe...
It's almost like it's a vicious cycle that radically needs to change.
It's almost like that. It's almost like that. So here we are. Good luck to Tim Ryan, and good luck to Barbara Lee, and good luck to Marcia Fudge if she decides to run. I'm all for it. So I'm for Marcia Fudge or Barbara Lee replacing Nancy Pelosi, so that makes me a sexist. Our next live Jimmy Dore show is February 1st in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a list of all our live shows, and please become a premium member if you can. Become a patron. It's the way we support this show because they're coming at us, and we give you bonus. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Check it out. Become a patron. And if you can, make sure you're still subscribed. They unsubscribe people every day. I know it sounds crazy. It only takes a second. Please make sure and click that bell when you subscribe so they'll send you a